The state of Florida is home to over 100 bodybuilding events each year, making it by far the nation's contest capital. And the Southern States is Florida's showcase amateur event, with past winners such as Chris Duffy, Roger Stewart, and the youngest man to ever win the title, future superstar George Chick Betancourt, who came back this year to treat the loyal crowd. Teenage champion Alfredo Karama knew that success breeds success, so he trained with last year's teen winner, Danny Gonzalez. His first advice, however, came from none other than George Chick Betancourt. Although training with lighter weights and high reps is supposed to be taboo for true bodybuilders, Alfredo finds that it works just fine for him. When Sherilyn Godreau's ex-husband first saw her teaching aerobics, he convinced her that she had great natural potential for bodybuilding. He was right, and Sherilyn racked up several local titles as a natural bodybuilder competing in non-tested events. However, at the age of 28, she is retiring from bodybuilding to focus on winning Fitness America pageants and modeling. Although she works as a secretary, don't even think about asking women's middleweight and overall champion Vicki Pitchford to take a letter. Her genetics are just starting to be revealed after 3 years of training, and the 1990 Ms. Tennessee is hard at work in the gym training for a national show. Lightweight winner Jose Morales was a successful bantamweight in 1988, winning the Florida and placing 4th at the Nationals. Last year's Southern States saw him move into the lightweight division and take 2nd. Next year, he plans on moving up to middleweight, and at 5'2", that should be quite a sight. At just 5'3", George Maiorano tipped the scales at a massive 165 pounds with 20-inch arms and close to 30-inch thighs. The former training partner of professional Rich Gaspari was certainly the freak of the show. It's hard to believe that George was once the little guy on the block and wrestled at 115 pounds in high school. He needs only now to get a little harder for his next show and is now under the tutelage of Guru Joe McNeil. Middleweight winner Alec Ramirez has one carryover from his days of being a skinny 100-pounder, his metabolism. He's never needed aerobics and is also a lifetime drug-free bodybuilder who has appeared on the cover of Natural Physique magazine. Only 25 years old, Alex has promoted the NPC Grand Floridian, a drug-tested event, for 2 years. Here's another up-and-coming bodybuilder from Pascagoula, Mississippi, R.T. May. He and his younger brother trained with Teenage Nationals favorite Lance Moreland and his own younger brother, away from all the distractions and the glitz of the big city gym. And at 30 years old, R.T. has been training more than half his life. Due to his genetically lean physique, people ask Vince McHenry all year round, "Are you getting ready for a show?" The light-heavy runner-up won his first show last year, to Mr. Tallahassee, and took 5th at this contest. This is the second time Rob Smith has won the light heavyweight division at the Southern States. The unusual thing is that the first time was 10 years ago. Since then, Rob has won a slew of bodybuilding and powerlifting titles, including a class win at the 1984 Junior Nationals. The high-fat, low-carb diet might not have worked for the men of the WBF, but David Omar claims it came through for him. He began competing 15 years ago in his native Denver, Colorado, when his high school held its own bodybuilding contest. Former All-American wrestler and AAU Mr. Illinois, Harry Thanos, is currently trying to go where no man has gone before in terms of size. The 6'1" carpenter tips the scales at 280 in the off-season, but is now in the middle of an experiment at the famed Cybergenics headquarters in New Jersey to grow even larger, of course. During a gymnastics meet years ago, Tony Best injured his knee so badly that doctors told him he would never walk again. He decided to rehabilitate himself and built up enough strength to perform a 630-pound squat and a 1,300-pound leg press. The black belt karate instructor calls himself a supplement freak and is presently following Ironman magazine's BioPhase training system. And even though the mixed pairs champion was competing alone this time, he admits that a support system is vital.
You definitely have to have the support. If you don't, it creates a lot of problems. And it's bad enough that as a competitor, you're going through the stress load of dieting, training, and working at the same time, 9 to 5 or whatever you're doing for a living, that you have the support to back you up, especially when it comes to the meals, the understanding of your moods, and so on.
Just like Steve Brisbois, Todd Samoluk is one Canadian who prefers the tropical climate of Florida to the Great White North. He played hockey from the age of 15, but now makes a living as a professional wrestler named the Incredible Ford.
Makes it a little tough, actually. You're in the ring, you're running around, you're falling, banging up your knees and your elbows, and that puts a little damper on your training sometimes. I've torn my, well, not torn, I've pulled my groin from that once before, and that takes its toll on you. So the good thing about it is it can be your aerobic work before a contest.
When the overall pose down came to an end, it was the superhero from Quebec, Todd Samoluk, who claimed the Southern States title. And once again, the show was a success thanks to promoter Peter Potter and the huge Florida bodybuilding contingent. For Muscle Magazine, I'm Chris Adams.